Hi, Master Rory Singer here at the HardCore Gym in Athens, Georgia, and you are watching 5 best finishing techniques for mixed martial arts. The first technique we're going to work on is a basic jab, cross, hook combo. Could also end in a cross. It could be a jab, cross, hook, cross, but we're going to talk about just the 1, 2, 3 and that hook being that final power punch to knock out your opponent. So here we go. When you're throwing your punches, you want to start with your elbows in, your hands are up, and your chin is down. That's probably the most important thing I can show you in this little video. So I'm just going to start nice and slow. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Now, like I said, we're going to assume that the hook lands, but if it doesn't, we always have our final cross to finish it off. So here we go. And then, if not, I've got that final cross. So, nice straight punches right down the middle, turning them over. Throw a nice straight cross, and then I'm just getting a nice pivot and power hook. Boom, all the way through the pad, what would be my opponent's head. If that didn't do the trick, it's certainly going to hurt him. And then boom, straight down the middle. So one more time, in full speed, all 4 punches. Finishing technique number 1, jab, cross, hook, or jab, cross, hook, cross. Master Rory Singer here again, and you're watching 5 best finishing techniques for mixed martial arts. And I'm joined by Coach George, and he's going to help me out with the next technique, which is going to be a jab, cross, kick combo. He's going to start off with his left lead. He's going to throw his 1, 2. As he throws that 1, 2, the power from those punches is going to drive me backwards, which is going to leave my head up and possibly my hands down. He's going to come over the top with his left kick. So he's actually going to step forward, and what was his front leg is going to become his rear leg, and then to throw a left high kick. So let's see it. So what you can see is that the jab cross is driving me backwards. Granted, I'm doing it on the hand pad, so I've got to fake it a little bit. But what had happened is, as he's throwing out 1, 2 down the middle, you know, it's getting me flustered, it's backing me up, and then bam, there's that high kick. So 1 or 2 more times. Finishing technique number 2, jab, cross, lead leg kick. Master Rory Singer here again at the HardCore Gym in Athens, Georgia. And we're going to go with technique number 3 of the 5 best techniques for finishing in MMA. Again, joined by Coach George. Next technique we're going to use is a very basic knee to the body, knee to the head combo. So I'm right here. I'm going to throw my knee straight in. Notice the toes point. The heel curls towards the butt a little bit. So I drive in, and then that's going to double him over. It's going to allow me to bring myself up a little bit higher and drive him into the head. So if have Coach George stand up a little bit taller, just kind of see, I'm working, I'm trying to get that head down. I drive that knee in, boom, and then right there, knee to the head. I can do this off an entry so that we have an idea of how maybe we got here. I can throw just a jab cross maybe. So I can go 1, 2, and then I can enter, grab a hold, throw that knee to the body, boom, put it back down as that head comes down, and finish right to the head. High-profile fights have been lost like that. From recent memory, I can think of
Cale Yarbrough finishing Jake Shields with this very same technique.
Among countless others, really strong. You hit the body so hard, the hands come down, the person crumbles over, that head's right there, even lower than it was to start with, and just fall right back with that knee to the head. So again, I might enter with a 1, 2, drive in, throw that knee, bam, put it down, and drive it 1 more time, right up to the head. Finishing technique number 3, knee to the body, knee to the head. Master Rory Singer here again, Athens, Georgia, the HardCore Gym. You're watching 5 best finishing techniques for mixed martial arts. We're on technique number 4. We're going to do a snap down into an arm-in guillotine. Looks something like this. So somehow we're locked up. I'm going to snap him down, and I'm going to cover his head. As you can see, I'm going to be chin strapped right here, grabbing his chin. It's going to put the blade of my hand on his neck. I'm here to start Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive him down to the ground. I'm going to kick my legs out behind me and get myself all the way down to the ground. Now, for ease of teaching this, I'm on my knees right now, but I would be off my knees and putting pressure on him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over the top of his arm, and I'm going to slide myself underneath him. This hand is locking in on the hand that's on his chin. So I take my little monkey grip right here, and I'm grabbing the back of my hand. So I'm underneath, this came over, I slid myself under, and I throw my other leg over the top. I'm going to turn a little bit for you here. So, this arm is under, this arm is over, got that chin, got his head covered, this leg is over the top so he can't jump over me, and I'm going to drive up and drive my elbow in. And there's my tap. So, we're in here, we're wrestling, maybe I snap him down, I just get his head covered, I pull him down to the ground, again I'm off my knees, I've got my chin strap right here, I'm already over his arm here, and I'm going to slide myself in, and notice how I cover his head. You can't see his head. I'm not here where his head pops out, but I'm over his neck, I'm underneath, again locked up, got that blade in my hand on his throat. As I fall back, I throw that other leg over, and I'm going to pull up and drive my elbow in. I'm going to pull up and drive my elbow in. Basically folding his neck over the blade of my hand. Up and in. Finishing technique number 4. Snap down to an arm and guillotine. HardCore Gym, Athens, Georgia. Master Rory Singer here with Coach George, the HardCore Gym in Athens, Georgia. You're watching 5 best finishing techniques for MMA. We're on technique number 5, and it's going to be a basic ground and pound from the mount. Person's then going to roll, or Coach George is then going to roll as I'm hitting, give up his back. As he gives up his back, I'm going to get my hooks in, I'm going to hip in, it's going to flatten him out, it's going to open up a rear naked choke. I got here somehow, cross-side to mount, doesn't really matter, you got to mount. I'd be striking here, he can't remove me from mount, it's his efforts aren't working, he's trying to elbow knee escape, he's trying to upa, but I'm on top of him, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm striking, I'm throwing elbows, he's got no recourse but to roll. As he rolls, I let him roll. As he rolls, I let him roll, and I'm going to sneak my hook in. I've already got the one, I'm going to drive in the other, and I'm going to drive and flatten him out. Now from here, I can be based up. I don't want to put that much pressure on Coach George. I can be based up and obviously can be hitting with both hands. But what I really want to do is flatten him out, work my way under his neck with my basic rear naked choke, finish. Nice and tight, going to bring the other one behind, and I'm going to drive in and squeeze and finish. And now Coach George, sit up real quick, let's just face the camera, briefly just show you your basic rear naked choke finish. Crook of my elbow is underneath his chin, other hand hides its way behind his neck. I'm going to pull towards me, squeeze my elbows together, and puff up my chest. So all the way around, I hide, I pull, I squeeze my elbows together, and I puff up my chest. It's a blood choke, cuts off both carotid arteries, 5 or so seconds, lack of blood flow to the brain, it's going to take a nap. So let's go through it one more time, from start to finish. So like I said, I could be possibly in like a cross-side position, maybe throwing some short elbows. He gives up the mount, I slide over. I sit up, I'm punching, I'm elbowing, I'm just working to finish from here. He rolls and gives up his back. I get my hook in, he tries to build his base. My other hook goes in. I then drive him down, find that neck, come behind, and I'm going to squeeze that all together. Finishing technique number 5, mount, ground and pound, to rear naked choke after he gives up his back and I put my hooks in. Hi again, Master Rory Singer here at Athens, Georgia, the HardCore Gym with Coach George. Told you that you were watching 5 best finishing techniques for MMA. You've seen all 5. I'm going to give you one bonus. I always like to over-deliver, so I gave you the 5 I promised. Give you one more. We're going to look at a triangle choke that comes out of my partner, my opponent, striking. and I'm going to find an opening to finish with a triangle. So, I've got my triangle, or I've got my guard, I'm sorry. George sits up, and he's looking to strike. He's looking to kind of rain down punches. So I don't stay right here and defend. What I'm actually going to do is as he punches me, I'm going to turn my body so that I can get out of the way of his punch, and I'm going to overhook his arm, and before he can even hit me with this one, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to wrap it up. I've got control of his wrist here with my left hand, and my right arm is overhooked. My right leg comes up nice and high over the head, and then I'm going to force his arm out, and I'm going to force my leg over, and I'm going to put the instep of my foot over his back, under my knee. I could then strike from here, I could elbow from here to soften him up. I'm then going to raise and bring his arm over. I'm going to readjust by grabbing my shin. I'm going to lock it up, I'm going to crunch, and I'm going to pull the head down. Hope you've enjoyed 5 best finishes for mixed martial arts. We're here in Athens, Georgia at the HardCore Gym. Give us a call, or hopefully we'll get a chance to call you. Schedule a time to come in for your tour, your free consultation, your free private lesson, tell you all about a 30-day free trial, and get you started training at the #1 gym in Georgia, home of 2 world champions in Forrest Griffin and Brian Bowles, one of the top gyms in the country. Hope to see you soon.